Welcome back, third grade scientists. This week in your science lessons on the human senses and movement, you will be exploring the sense of hearing and how it's directly connected to the movements in our body. So today I thought I would teach you a really fun sound experiment you can do at home with easy materials that you probably have at home already, and you can actually see with your eyes how sound waves move throughout the atmosphere. So today I'm going to teach you a little bit about sound and how it works and give you a fun experiment to try at home. Let's get going. So let's first talk about the science of sound and what are sound waves? Well, sound is carried by waves. Picture like the waves in the ocean. These waves require a medium to travel through. In other words, they need something to move through, which on the earth is our atmosphere that surrounds us. So we can't actually see sound waves like we do the waves in the ocean, but there are millions of molecules floating around everywhere. These molecules are the medium that sound uses to travel through waves. The molecules transfer energy, which is how the wave moves. Sound waves move through the atmosphere the same way as colors do that we see with our eyes. The difference is that colors come from light waves and sound waves come from vibration. Sound originates through some sort of vibration. These vibrations are energy waves that travel through the air. These waves interact with our eardrums, and our eardrums vibrate and pass on the waves to our inner ear, where our brain can perceive it as sound. So here's what a sound wave might look like if you could actually see it with your eyes. And you can see the similarity in the waves of the ocean, right? That up and down movement. Here is a diagram of the inner ear. And if you look here where this is pointing, this is your eardrum, which looks a lot like a drum and allows for that vibration to pass on to our inner ear where our brain perceives it as sound. So we need our eardrum for that vibration in order to hear the sound. So sound waves have two types of properties: how quickly they move and how big the wave is. How quickly a wave is moving is called its frequency. The frequency impacts pitch. In other words, how high or how low a sound is. The faster that a wave is moving, the higher the pitch. The slower a wave is moving, the lower the pitch. Amplitude is how big the wave is. So you can see here in this diagram, some waves are higher or bigger than others. The bigger the wave is, the louder the sound is. The smaller the wave is, the quieter the sound is. Let's look at an example. So here you see a low frequency and a high frequency. So you can see that these waves are moving kind of slowly, right? There's big spaces between them. This would be a very low pitched sound. You can kind of feel that in your chest, making your sound lower. These waves are much closer together, and they are moving much faster. This is a higher frequency. So it would be a higher pitch. Try that out with your voice. Try to make a low pitch sound and a high pitch sound. Your lower pitch would be a low frequency or a slower moving wave. Your higher pitch sound is a higher frequency and a faster moving sound wave. Amplitude, or how loud or soft a sound is, looks like this. If the waves are very low and small, that would be a quieter sound. If the waves are high and large, like these waves are, that would be a louder sound. Let's try out an experiment to see if we can see the vibration of a sound wave with our eyes. So can you actually see sound? Well, you can't, but we can do an experiment to prove to ourselves that that vibration and sound wave is there. So let's find out with this fun and easy experiment. You will need a big bowl, plastic wrap or saran wrap, some rice that has not been cooked, so some uncooked rice, just about a teaspoon, a very small amount, a metal pan like a baking pan or a baking sheet, and a metal spoon. So I have a feeling you probably can go find these things in your house right now. Gather these things together and we're going to try this simple experiment together. First, you're going to put the plastic wrap tightly over the bowl, as tight as you can. I'm going to switch my camera and actually show you this, but first I'll read you the directions. Then you're going to put about a teaspoon of rice on the plastic. The important part is stretching that plastic as tight as you can to make it like a drum. So you don't want it to sag in at all when you put the rice on top. It should be pulled pretty tight. And plastic wrap is durable enough to do that. You're going to hold your metal pan very close to the bowl and you're going to hit it with the spoon. The harder you hit it, the better. And if you do this correctly, the sound wave will create a vibration on the plastic wrap and cause the rice to dance. So it's almost as if you can see the sound wave with your eyes. The pan will vibrate, creating a sound wave. The wave is transmitted through the air molecules and will cause the plastic wrap to vibrate as well and make the rice move or dance. So I am going to switch my camera and try to show you this. Okay, here we go. So in my camera now, you see I have my bowl set up, right? You don't need too big of a bowl. And I stretched my plastic wrap or saran wrap over the top of the bowl. What I did to make sure that it would stay nice and tight is I placed a rubber band, you can kind of see it here, around the plastic wrap to really hold it in place, because mine was a little slippery and not sticking so well. So I used the rubber band to really stretch it tight, because the tighter, the better to make this experiment work. Now here I have my metal pan. I'm going to hold the metal pan close to the bowl and I'm going to make a really loud sound wave. That vibration should cause this little bit of rice that's on top of my saran wrap to move or dance so that you can actually see the sound wave traveling. Let's give it a try. So you could see that the louder or harder I hit the pan, the more the rice danced. This is a really simple experiment that you can try at home with materials you probably have at home, and watch your sound waves travel and watch your rice dance. Good luck, third grade scientists.